Well, what's up, guys and girls? Welcome to another live edition at Partzilla.com in our 3 o'clock studio edition. Today, I've actually got a few guests wandering around on the other side of the camera, and that hardly ever happens, but we will get to them in just a second. They being Hank and Nathan, they send out some information that I need to give out to y'all at the beginning of these. So I'm going to start off with that. Then I'm going to introduce our guest, and we're going to talk about something for just a little bit and then let them escape. And then I will lead into answering any questions I may not have been able to answer last week, and then anything else that you send me this week. That sound like a deal? All right, well, let's get to it. Now, if you saw your text message a while ago, and know we're giving out a secret code here in the chat. And if you want to get in to win on our Can-Am Outlander 1000R Swamp Machine, and there's going to be a big bonus code here. So what is that code? Well, it's going to be JT Live, and that's all one word. And with that, you get 500 points. And that's just for showing up here. So nobody else is going to know what that code is except for you. So now you can head over to the website and enter to win. We've already dropped a couple of videos on the machine as I've been working on it, and it has really turned out well. All right, when you head over to the website, you can find the entry form and the link in the description of this video, and Hank will put it in the chat. As you know, that'll be on this one. You can also go to Partzilla.com and then click on the banner at the top of the page. We're making it really easy for you. We've added a snorkel kit. We've moved the radiator. It has a DynoJet clutch kit, and I actually replaced the entire clutch itself because it was looking a little bit iffy. We also upsized the tires with Partzilla. I mean, what else am I going to go with? Of course. I went ahead and protected it with a full underbody aluminum skid plate along with some other goodies. And you can check out the Can-Am Outlander R playlist on our channel to see what all we've been up to. And you can go back to that channel as we have more videos that are in the pipeline, and we will be releasing those as the weeks go by. So head on over to the link in the description and use JT Live, all one word, and get those 500 bonus entries. Now, let's talk about my mystery guest. They're nervously sitting in front of me right now. Well, as you know, we gave away our little Kawasaki KLX 110 pit bike edition, and we went through and did several modifications, and I think just about every video is live on it. And we did the contest, and the winner was chosen, and for once, it was somebody nearby. The last year, the guy won. He was out in California. This guy, he was less than 200 miles away. So I said, well, we can either take it to him, or we can have him come down here and pick it up in person and do a little tour of our facility here. So, feel like sticking your head in here for a second? Y'all be nice. This is our winner of our 2000 or what used to be a 2006 KLX 110 that we did all those modifications to. Brad, once again, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. It's been really exciting.
So he came in and took a look at the machine sitting on the lift, and I walked him through everything that we had already done to it. You know, the tires, the rims, the exhaust, the top end build, the different intake. I snuck a little performance cam in there, and all the accessories that turned it into a pit bike that he's going to be able to ride and enjoy. And he's like, you didn't have to go through any of that crap. I've already watched every single video. So yeah, he made it really easy for me. And I've also got one more person that's hiding in the back. I don't think she wants to come forward.
Yeah.
Is she afraid?
She's scared.
Well, I want to admit. Okay. Well, he may have won it, but I'm pretty sure the lady over there in the chair, she's going to end up taking it for a spin. You don't want to come in and say hello? Come on real quick, and then I'll let y'all escape.
Oh my goodness, yes.
So this is Brad and Tammy.
Hey, nice to meet you guys. But this has been so exciting. And yes, he may not get those tires dirty, but I will.
Okay, you're going to take care of that?
Yeah.
She definitely will.
All right, well, good enough. And we did a quick tour of the building, and you can tell everybody out there that, yeah, this sitting just a little 500 square foot.
Yeah.
This is huge.
Yes, it is so huge. I mean, I can't imagine not getting lost every day. But it is amazing. It's amazing technology and just how much you guys care about people and parts we've learned. So it's just amazing.
Well, listen, guys, I told you I wouldn't keep you more than about 45 seconds.
it.
I'm going to be a man of my word. I know we've got the machine already loaded up.
Yeah.
Once
Thank
again,
you.
congratulations.
Thanks
And if
again.
she gives you any trouble, not her, the motorcycle,
Oh,
you just give me a call and we'll straighten her out.
We'll do it.
All right.
that's right.
All right.
Thanks again.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. It's good to meet you.
Good to meet you. Well, all right, guys, there you go. Like I said, you need to head on over to enter to win that Outlander 1000. And who knows, maybe it'll be you that gets to travel over here and maybe do a tour with us and take that unit home. So let's head over and look at whatever questions that I may have missed or couldn't answer last time. All right. From last week, Lincoln Marsh. I did have to do a little bit of research on this one. He has a 2015 Yamaha Viper MTX snowmobile. I'm trying to figure out what the oil capacity is. My dealer tells me just under 4 quarts. And on YouTube, it's in between 4.5 and 4.8 quarts. My manual does not say what the capacity is. It just tells you how to change it. Well, I've never actually worked on a snowmobile, but what I can compare this to is your typical jet ski or personal watercraft engine, because they're both what they call a dry sump system, and they can be a little bit tricky to extract the oil because there's no drain plug. You're actually just pulling it out of the tank and then filling it back up. And my rule of thumb was when I was changing, or the best course of action I can tell you when I was changing the oil in a personal watercraft engine, is I would measure how much I took out, because sometimes it would be 3 quarts. Other times the same machine would give me 3.5, and other times it would give me all the way up to 4. So whatever I pulled out, that is the amount that I would put back in, and then I would go check it and see if I need to adjust. Because one of the biggest mistakes I would see people make when they would service their own watercraft is that they would overfill it. And when they did, it would just spit oil into the intake system and then make it smoke. And they think, oh, good gosh, now we've got to rebuild an engine. And it was nothing like that. It was just oil getting thrown up. See y'all later. Y'all drive safe. All right. It was just oil getting sucked up into the intake and then combusted like it was a 2-stroke. So is there a definitive amount that you should be putting back in that's going to be the same over and over as you change the oil every so often in the snowmobile? No. I mean, it's going to vary. It's just going to vary. Depends on how long you ran the machine, how long it's been sitting, if you warmed it up, 2 minutes instead of 10, and just how much oil that extraction unit can get to at that particular time. And that's going to change from oil change to oil change. So there's no definitive answer. Just put back in what you extract. And on most of your extractors, it'll have, especially the ones that you just pump up by hand, it'll have marks on the side that shows you within plus or minus a few ounces what you're pulling in or pulling out. So that way your starting point to refill it. Hopefully that helps, Lincoln. If it doesn't, get back in touch with me at Ask Partzilla at youtube.partzilla.com, and I can help you out further. All right. SBA man. John, what software do you use for service information for ATVs and UTVs? Something like All Data. Well, I've got a bit of an advantage. I have access to all the dealer websites, so I go directly to them, for all my service manual, technical information and how to. Because, well, let's face it, I can't know it all. I've heard about All Data, and that would be a great resource for those that don't have access to the level of information that I do. But I can definitely say I could recommend that one. Philly D, good afternoon, John. I was wondering if you knew what an F code is on my 2005 Honda ST1300. Noticed that yesterday while coming back home from work, was told possible ECU, but they stopped making them. All right, you're asking me if I know, well, which F1 code, but you didn't give me what code that you read off of it. And you are correct. I did go in and look, and Honda no longer makes that ECU for your particular machine. But I want to caution you. So many times I've seen mechanics going, oh, it's got to be an ECU. That just has to be what it is. 99 times out of 100, it is not going to be the ECU. It is going to be something else telling the ECU or giving the information to the ECU that it doesn't like, and that's when it throws the code. So you need to make sure that all your sensors and the associated cabling or wiring is sending good signals or getting good information to the ECU itself. Because out of the so many years that I've been in this industry, there have been 2 times that I had to replace an ECU. One, it was on a Suzuki 750, and that thing it just stopped. The second one was on my YXZ 1000R project, and that's because I made a mistake when I was grafting in an extra circuit for a twin powered or twin fan radiator on an existing harness that was designed for one, but I damaged that ECU. So all the other ones, it hadn't been the case. So eliminate all the different sensors, whatever they might be, before you go and try to go find looks like you're going to have to get a used one for your ST1300. All right. Joseph Lance 3881, need help. My 2007 Honda 400 EX was running fine. All of a sudden, my electric starter won't work. I can roll it off and it will start. Now with the switch on, I have nothing, no lights or anything. I'll put the tester in on the battery and it reads 12.75. This battery is 6 months old. The main fuse is good. I don't know what else it could be done. So please help. All right. Well, if you're telling me that all of your fuses are good, but you're not getting any lights or anything, that would lead me to believe that the negative side is having an issue. And I've seen this happen plenty of times on the 400EX. There's just a single cable coming from the battery around the right side, and it goes to the frame. And that connection at the frame has a tendency just to loosen up just a little bit, get a little bit of water in there, starts to corrode, and then it's like flipping a switch off. So chances are that's probably what has happened to yours. It does surprise me that it would start if you did bump it off. But go take a look at that ground and see if that gets you straightened out. Bill Walker, does the timing chain ever need replacing on my GL 1800? If so, when? I think I did a video on that where I was talking about when to replace the timing chain in or the belt, depending on what year model Goldwing you have. So Hank, if you would drop that in the chat, and Bill can watch that. Long story short, those chains last an awful long time as long as you've kept up with your maintenance. The best thing you can do to see if it is getting in trouble is to take a look at where your tensioner is to see if it's reaching the travel length or extending beyond the travel length that it can actually keep the correct amount of tension on your chain. If that tensioner is all the way out, yeah, go ahead and replace it. But if she's only moving that far out of or half the stroke, or whatever that distance may be, keep going. Lavish Mex. My wife Z only clicks and clicks, no start. Is it a bad solenoid or a bad battery? Because sometimes it does start. Yeah, I've seen that before. My bet at this point is going to be a battery, more than likely, depending on where the engine is, where it's trying to start from. If it's at the very top or heading up to the top of the compression stroke, that's when you'll have a click. Other times, if it's a little bit further down, that's when it'll actually have enough energy to turn the engine over to complete the stroke. So I would say the battery. So let's at least go ahead and put a voltmeter on there. If you're not reading anything over 12.5, that's an indication that it's giving up the ghost. Plus, only you know how long you've had it on there. If it's a battery you've had on there for more than 3 years, chances are it's probably getting tired. Worst case, find somebody with a tester, actually test the battery and see if it tests out all right. Just make sure it's a tester that's set up for that one particular amp hour rating for whatever battery that has. I think it's a 5. It's kind of a small battery. Went through a couple of them on my son's machine. Tom C. I have a 1983 CR80 that I'm rebuilding, and I've rebuilt the engine and carburetor. It runs great at higher RPMs, but it starts to bog and die off when taking off unless I rev it really high. I've replaced the CDI and stator. I've tried rejetting it in needle settings, but I wonder if I need to do carb or I'm missing something else. Yeah, this definitely sounds like a carb issue, especially on those, what I call the lower circuits. The passageways are so small on the inside of that carburetor, especially one of a low displacement like the CR80. Even if you clean out your pilot jets or your small jets, you're not actually getting into the carburetor. But I wouldn't give up hope on it yet. If you can find somebody with a ultrasonic cleaner, drop it in there with the right chemicals, see if that can free it up, and then try to blow it out with some compressed air and see what that gets you. All right, kids. Are we heading around to some questions? All right. Was that everything, Hank? Are we done for the day? You're going to let me off that easy? All right. I don't see anything else. Unless y'all tell me different on Skype. All right. Well, it looks like we are done for the day. All right, kids. Y'all gonna let me go home early. I kind of thank you for that. It's been a busy week around here trying to get all these projects wrapped up, because in one more week I will be calling it a year. So next Friday at 3 will be my last live for this year anyway. Now, we may do some type of special event in between next Friday and the end of the year, but definitely head over and register to win our Can-Am Outlander 1000R converted swamp machine. It really turned out well. So go check out our different sites, take a look at it, go to our website, enter to win. It does not cost you anything to do so. All you need to do is fill out a simple form and definitely use the bonus code JT Live for an additional 500 points today only. All right, kids, everybody have a great weekend, a great week, and God willing, we will see you next Friday at 3 right here. Y'all take care.